Hello and welcome to Slightly Nostalgic. My name is Griff and we have watched Avatar: The Last Airbender Season 1 Episode 15, Bato of the Water Tribe. So many words I said just now. So this is the one where they run into an old friend of Sokka and Katara's dad, and they talk about old times a lot and their dad, and there's a lot of cool family stuff there. The whole time they're being pursued by this weird bounty hunter person that Zuko has hired, like this awesome dominatrix kind of character who rides a blind super smeller rat thing with a poisonous tongue that paralyzes people. I don't know, it's a whole thing. It's that episode. I do really like this character they introduced, and I think she comes back later. I don't remember whose side she's on or anything, but I'm pretty sure she pops up later on in the show. Pretty much all the characters that are introduced here, like all the cool ones, end up coming back later. I really like how the show brings all these things back together later. Right now it seems like a lot of them are just one-shots here and there, but we'll see them all again. It's cool. But I think it's funny that they have what is basically a dominatrix on a giant rat as a character, but I mean, it works. It's cool. It's a little weird. She's like all in black and she's got a whip and all of this. It seems a little bit weird for the universe, but it's a cool character, and I really like the idea of her mount being how she tracks people, and it has this crazy paralysis thing. Like, it's a really creative thing. I like it. I also really like seeing tiny Sokka in war paint. He had a very touching moment where he says goodbye to his dad and he doesn't know if he'll see him again, and he wants to go with him, and his dad is like, no, a man needs to know where he's most needed or something like that, and you need to stay here and protect your sister. Sokka is played for comedic effect a lot of the time, and he's kind of like the bumbling fool a lot of the time, but I mean, he has some really interesting character depth that I really like when the show goes into that. Their reunion with Bato was kind of strange, though. Like, he just walks up in the middle of the night, and they're just like, oh, hey, it's Bato. I haven't seen your kids in so long, whatever. And he sees Aang, but doesn't say anything about him being an airbender or anything, or the Avatar or whatever. He's just like, oh, yeah, you can come with us, whatever. And then they all just walk off. And they leave their campsite there. They leave the campfire going, and it's just like, wait, what, huh? There's a pretty funny moment, though, when Sokka said some stupid joke. I don't even remember what it was, but, like, it was unfunny on purpose. And then Bato just looks at him, just totally blank-faced, and he's like, you have your father's wit. And then another funny line I wanted to point out was when Zuko goes to hire the bounty hunter lady, she goes, oh, if it isn't Angry Boy and Uncle Lazy. But then some things I didn't like so much about this episode, where they do this thing with Aang a lot where maybe it just seems out of character to me, but they have him do something really reckless and strange that doesn't seem like something the Avatar would do, or somebody who knows they're responsible for saving the world and all of this. I mean, he's a 12-year-old kid, but still, he's supposed to be a good 12-year-old kid, you know? So anyway, in this episode, he hides this map that he's given to where Sokka and Katara's father is. He's supposed to give it to Bato and the kids, and he just hides it for some reason. Like, I guess he doesn't want them to leave him and go try to find the dad. But, like, I mean, that just doesn't seem like something Aang would do. Like, that just seems really selfish of him. And we've seen, up until now, he's not a selfish person. He's really giving, he's very brave, he's always trying to protect other people, so I don't know, I didn't like it. But this isn't the first time something like this has come up, so maybe it's just that I don't like this about the character, maybe it's not that it's out of character for him. I don't know, I'm not sure. And then they do the whole ice dodging thing with Sokka, which is cool that he got to do this tradition that he missed out on because his dad wasn't around, and like I get how it was a cool character moment for him, showing how he can take charge and be a leader and be smart and clever and lead the other people. Like, that's basically his special skill here, because he's not a bender or anything. But what they were actually doing just seemed really stupid. Like, why would this be a tradition where you just take some kids who have no experience running a ship, as far as I know, and they just put them in this really dangerous situation and say, okay, do your best, try not to die. Like, what? Really? Come on. What if they had all died? But all of my concerns and nitpicks about this episode were completely forgotten as soon as we got Battle Appa. I think this is the first time we ever see Appa just, like, actually fight. Like, he goes in there and he's awesome. He like headbutts the rat mount thing across the way and into a building, and then they have this whole fight, and he withstands all these lashings of the tongue that poison him, and he like keeps going until he can't go anymore, and it's awesome. He's like growling and stuff. Appa's awesome. And really, this whole fight at the end of the episode is really good. The fights in general on this show, I've said this before, but I'll say it again, it's just really top notch. Like, miles above any other kids show that I can think of. Just the action scenes and just how imaginative they are and how they keep things fresh with different situations and them using the environments and all of this stuff. Like, it's just so good. But that's all I've got for this episode. Be sure to watch the next one, which is The Deserter. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Okay, bye.